I'm gonna stop because that Canadian don't play about copyright stuff, and I ain't got the money. Hope you guys are all well. I am Mambo Soleil. I must have a lighter around here somewhere. Yeah, I do. I'm Mambo Soleil. I am a voodoo priestess, as well as a hoodoo priestess. I don't know why I want to say this, but a child of the Ezeli. I am also the facilitator and creator of the Charm School Mentorship Program, and I'm also the Coven Mother of Vision of Dawn Tour. If you are tuning in for the first time, hello and welcome. I do this every week. I come through and just give us a little bit of a blueprint to go throughout the week with. This is me tapping into the spirits that I work with just to see what lies ahead of us as a collective, what kind of things we'll be grappling with, what we need to be aware of, what we'll be challenged with throughout the week. And based on that wisdom, hopefully provide you with a little insight as to how to deal with it. Hello, Tashana. Hello, Manzela Balin. Hey, Lovana. Hey, Tori. Hey, Omomore. Hey, everybody that's here. Thank you for joining me. I'm grateful that you all are here today. Let's just go ahead and jump right on into it. Today is a very cozy day, and I want to get back to being cozy. I know I said that last week, but it's another week of feeling that way, which I don't complain about. I am a Taurus. So let's just go ahead and get straight into it so that I'm not holding you guys here all night tonight. We'll start with our general, and then we'll pick the other topics from there. Hold on a second. I'm going to take a sip of wine. All right. What do we as a collective need to know about the week ahead of us? What wisdom do we need to pay attention to? What wisdom will guide us through the week of August 26th through September 1st? Who do we need to be and what do we need to see ahead of us in order to navigate the week ahead of us, the next 7 days ahead of us? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Hi, Shaniqua. Happy Sunday. Hey, Bertal. Yes, watching from the pool. That is my kind of carrying on. That's what I love to hear. Speaking of cozy spaces, I need to get my behind to a pool before the summer is officially over. I haven't been by the water, well, other than to see the river. I haven't been by the water since I left home a few months ago. Forward movement. That is the best war strategies. People may try to get you trapped up in drama and ridiculousness this week. You may hear some things about yourself where you're like, damn, I didn't know I did that. I didn't know I didn't know that happened. I wasn't aware of this, right? And you're gonna feel like people are trying to test your gangster. You're gonna, and not even just that, but some things that you fear, right? Because, and I'll get to how fear is showing up. Some things that you fear happening, it's gonna happen, baby. I'm just gonna let you know right now, it's gonna happen. Whatever's going on with this particular conflict that you fear, it's going to happen. And but here's the thing: it's really important that you are so aware of yourself and so attuned to yourself and so aligned with yourself that there's nothing that anybody can tell you about you that hurts you. Okay. I was just talking about this with someone earlier today. Sometimes the best war strategy is to not engage. Sometimes the best war strategy, I don't know how many of you guys have had physical fights. Sometimes the best strategy is to let somebody wear themselves out. And then you do what you have to do, right? And I think this is a week where you understand that. Yes, be protective. Yes, move forward. This ain't no punk. Knight of Wands is not a punk energy. It's Aries, the literal god of war, right? And I think a lot of us want to run into things. We want to ram into things. We want to cause some destruction. We want to run over a situation and ask questions later. And although that may feel delightful, that is not the best strategy, right? The best strategy is to not react in response to fear, not react in response to threat, right? The Strength card is very much an energy. It's always say it's the card of do it scared. Do it anyway. Okay, you're scared. Do it anyway, right? She's not so mesmerizing that the threat of this lion goes away. That's not what her energy is about. She's so aligned and she's so rooted in her power and her individual strategy that even though the way that she's engaging in this situation may not look strong to other people, it's the thing that's going to allow her to conquer, okay? It's really important that you engage in situations of war or when people are trying to meet you with conflict in a way that is most authentic to yourself so that you can actually win, right? War strategy, defeat. Are you going to let somebody have defeat over you, or are you going to be the victor in the situation? Are you going to let somebody dominate you and walk away with your reputation, walk away with all your swords, walk away with your sanity? Or are you going to move strategically so that you can maintain peace and live to fight another battle and focus on something else? Because that's the true thing that should be focused on with the Knight of Wands. Yes, you want to be brutish and you want to do the big thing that Aries do when they get mad, right? But is that the best thing for you? Because you have a whole other set of responsibilities that you need to be focused on. You have things that you need to refine. You have money that you need to make. You have T's that you need to dot and T's that you need to dot. T's that you need to cross. See, the fucked up thing was I was thinking it in my head so that I didn't mess it up, but I messed it up anyway. I've been messing up literally since I was a little girl, and my mama used to make fun of me for it. But you have T's to cross and I's to dot, right? So that's another thing. It's like, yes, you may want to rah in response to whatever this thing is, but that's another reason why it's not the best strategy. You got shit to do. You got shit to do. You got plans to make. You have a vision ahead of you. You have training to refine. You have tools that you need to craft and create so that you can be focused on what the next thing is and the empire you're building, the wealth you're building, right? That's why, see, I know Hermit is not a sexy card, but I really, really fuck with the energy of Hermit. And it's not just because my moon is in Virgo. I fuck with it because the people that know themselves the deepest get shit done. The people that have the clearest perception of what their responsibility and what their path is get shit done. They just do. And to the outside world, it may look boring. It may look slow to watch this person focus literally just on the next few steps ahead of them. But I tell you what, because they're focused on that, they're not going to fuck it up. One of my favorite representations of this card is in the Hoodoo Tarot deck. And it's Dr. I forget the person's name, but it shows a scientist, agriculturalist, that's the word I was looking for, literally tending to a field. And all their focus is going into this plant in front of them. If you are a plant mama or daddy, if you do any gardening, if you've had the blessing of being able to work a farm, you know that that is something that takes your undivided attention. It takes a lot of focus. It takes a lot of observation over time, right? If there's anything that you should give direct focus to and observation over time, it's you and your path. The only reason why you even have this upset is because you're getting wrapped up in what other people have to say about you. Focus on you. Focus on who you know you are. Be so solid in who you are that can't nobody tell you about who you are and what you did. It's that simple. I swear it may not be the most fun thing, but it keeps life clean. And the cleaner you keep your life and the less baggage you pick up on your back, the easier it's going to be for you to make step forwards into your next journey. Those of us I hope if y'all have not been minding y'all business, and if y'all have not been paying attention to what's going on this year, and what happens to people who are busybody, and what happens to people who get wrapped up in the wrong shit. Cat Williams said that this is a year of reckoning, and it has been a year of reckoning. And so it may not be a large reckoning like what we see Diddy going through, but everybody I know is going through some sort of different reckoning. So here's the thing. Now's not the time to avoid your shadow work. Now's not the time to avoid who you are, because there are going to be so many people who try to tell you who you are and throw you off of your path, that this is how you fight. This is how you fight. And we don't think of Hermit as a fighter card. But when you know you protect you, and ain't nothing nobody can say about you. Sinitra, I'm glad your name came up. We got to talk, because I think I owe you an appointment. I think we're supposed to do a reading and it never happened. So we got to make that take place. But yeah, because if you can do all of this, if you can set your boundaries in an authentic way, right? Strength card is authenticity. I always talk about that. Don't do things the way it looks strong for another person. Do what you know makes you look strong. Because it's in showing up like other people that you make yourself look weak, right? It's in getting so upset about what other people have to say about you that you Hulk smash and run through a situation. And you do things out of impulse that you end up regretting later. Because that's another thing about Aries. They can say some shit that they don't mean because fire, right? How are you moving in a way that's strategic? And strategic not because you're trying to fight the haters. Let people be comfortable with what they believe. Strategic so that your plate is clean, so that you can focus on what you need to do. And that when opportunities arrive, you don't have anything weighing you down. You can just move forward how you need to, okay? That is our collective message. That's what we need to know as we go into this next week, okay? I want to do money next. We'll do money, then we'll do health, and we'll end on love. And also, if people I forgot to give that part of my typical introduction disclaimer. I assume because enough of you have been here before, but I'll say it again just in case we have some new faces. If you're here because you saw that I posted somewhere that I'm going to answer questions from people, I promise. I always do. I never do these without answering at least 3 or more questions. But we get through the forecast first. Please don't just barrel into the room and start throwing your question into the comments. I will likely ignore you when question time comes around if you do that, because I interpret it and receive it as rude, okay? But let's look at what we need to know about our finances over the next week. Spirit wants me to use a different deck. I'll use Game of Thrones for this one. Ancestors, what wisdom do we as a collective need about money, the flow of money in our lives, the energy of abundance and prosperity? What wisdom do we need to guide us through the week of August 26th through September 1st, so that we are receiving more money or keeping more money than we release, welcoming in more abundance than we are letting go, supporting ourselves and those we love to have abundance in their lives without suffering in the process. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Is the temperature dropping in you all's areas? Because it's finally starting to drop here in Atlanta. Mind you, it's not a significant drop. It's like maybe 5 to 7 degrees, but I don't care. I'll take it. The temperature dropping with other people. Some of you guys are working too much, and you are aware of the fact that you're working too much. Don't fret, things are going to ease up for you soon. But it's really important that you make wise decisions as new opportunities come to you, okay? Make wise decisions with your money while you have it. The King of Pentacles is not in this reading, but I'm thinking about his energy as I'm looking at this spread, because one of the things that signifies or that represents a part of his character is that he's fine with making sacrifice in the moment because he can see clearly the gain that comes to him in the future by making that sacrifice. Some of you all are experiencing your money as tight right now. Either your money is tight or you're having to balance multiple jobs. Your money's coming from different places. That is going to change for you very shortly, not within this week, but there is relief coming. Why is this coming up now if this is not happening this week? Well, the strategy you engage in during this period of time sets you up to make wiser decisions. I'm not going to look at the comments right now because I'm getting confused. Sorry, that was what that was. The strategy you engage in right now allows you to make better decisions. There are things that you do or things that we do out of scarcity habits we need to break now so that when we receive our blessing, we can move with ease. So this is a week where you have to be really meditative and reflective over your actions. Where are the areas of my finances where I do not exercise control? What are the triggers I have with money that make it hard for me to save, hard to say no to people that I know are not going to pay me back, make me afraid to invest, whatever the blockage is. This is the week where, is something in my hair, Jesus? Oh no, that's just gray. What are the habits I have now? What can I do to look at them and make some progress with them so that way when this blessing comes along, I can really sit in the joy of this blessing and be present to the experience of this blessing. Spirit is putting it on my heart to share something with y'all, and then I'm gonna go through the spread. But what can I do now to prepare myself so that when this blessing comes along, I can be present in the experience of it, okay? I've never told anybody this other than Venus and Hugon. So this is going to be my first time talking about it, and I can't believe they're telling me to do it publicly. But during my highest earning year as someone self-employed, I didn't realize that I had hit and exceeded my financial goal until that year was over and I was filing taxes. And the reason why I didn't even know that I had exceeded my financial goal was because I was so wrapped up in the chaos of life. There was just so much going on. And I'll be real, I made so many poor decisions that I was bleeding money in areas that didn't make sense. And I didn't have any control over my situation. So it wasn't until I sat in hindsight that I was like, damn, I exceeded this goal. And I didn't get to have any of the pleasure, any of the joy, any of the celebration that I'd always associated with this goal, right? This is why it's important to be aware of your deficits and to be working on your spiritual blockages, your personal blockages, because when we don't work on them, we can get the blessings that we want and not have any experience of the blessing because we're not prepared for it, you know? And so this is really coming up in a concrete way in this reading. Very first card, Wheel of Fortune. Some of us have been feeling like things are not going in our favor, or we have to try or push to make things work for us. We are about to enter a season of ease, right? Things are going to go in our favor. Destiny is in our favor. Things are going to work out for us, right? And this is coming at a really timely moment because Some of us are really stretched thin. We're tired. We're being pulled in multiple directions. We're on a tightrope. We are working multiple jobs. We may be staying afloat, but the drain of having to have so many different avenues where the money is coming in has us very stretched and very tired. And in addition to us being stretched and tired, we are, oh, I forgot to put up my banner. Thank you so much, Aja. See, I just wanted so bad to jump into the reading that I forgot to put up my banner. So if you guys want to send love offerings, please feel free to do so. But we're so stretched thin that it's hard for us to even be aware and be present to what's happening to us. Spirit is saying, now here's the thing, when we're overwhelmed, sometimes the thing we want to do is give into defeat or give up or just say that that's not for us. No, this is a time where we really got to dig into our King of Swords. King of Swords is so dedicated to their goal, what they believe in, their agenda, what their view of life is, that nobody can knock them off of their throne. Nobody can distract them. And they are also very planned and deliberate. So now's the time for us to get really planned and deliberate. Start thinking, okay, once I get this thing that I want, who do I have to be to have pleasure in it? Literally planning for that. I always say, people think that the King of Swords is unloving. It's not that he's unloving. He just has to plan his affections, right? So plan your joy. I know that may sound weird, but that's what visualization is. The same way that we are planning for protection and planning for the worst thing to happen, plan for what you want your pleasure to look like. How do you want to feel when you get the success? How do you want to feel when you hit the goal? Because as I just shared with you guys, you can hit the goal and feel like shit because there's too much going on and you didn't take control of your situation. And you didn't take control of the things that need to be removed from your life so that you can be present to all the beautiful things that are coming to you, right? It's in the cups. Creating joyful memory, creating traditions, being present to the experiences of life, having pleasurable experiences of life with those you love, right? A lot of us, the reason why we want to be successful is so that we can do this. But if you are so busy getting to the bag that your definition of success doesn't include any time for rest, doesn't include any time for travel, doesn't include any time for you to be by your motherfucking self. Like, I don't think y'all know how much I love to be by myself. Like, you know, like these are all things that you need to be thinking about, because here's the thing. When this new opportunity and this new beginning comes, it's going to come hot and fast. It's going to come really quick. It's going to come and you're going to be grateful for it, but you're not going to have time when it shows up to do all this thinking. Be prepared. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. You know what I mean? People laugh and they make fun of Tauruses because they say that Taurus represents people who have champagne taste on a lemonade budget. That's true. But when you have champagne taste on a lemonade budget, guess what happens? When you actually have champagne money, guess what you know how to buy? Right? So I'm not saying go out and waste money. I'm not saying that. But think about how you want things to make you feel. I think sometimes when it comes to our finances, we can be in such a space of crises that we don't think about the joy, the pleasure, and the leisure that good financial responsibility is supposed to bring us. So this needs to be a week of meditation. This needs to be a week of reflection. This needs to be a week where we are getting into ourselves and sitting in stillness and really thinking about and learning about ourselves and learning about what it is we want, how we want to feel, what we need to do in order to create those circumstances once we have the resources, once we have the opportunity, right? So long and short of it, the majority of us that are watching this right now, increase is not the problem, even though increase is coming. The problem is, are you at a space where you are capable of managing and feeling blessed by that increase? Or are you going to piss the increase away quickly and put yourself in a position where you either don't even understand you have it or you're low-key resentful towards it, right? So that's what I'm seeing when it comes to money and finances for us. Let's do health and then we'll end with love. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. That's one of my favorite sayings. The other favorite saying I have, y'all have probably heard me say it before, but I'm not going to just volunteer it because it's a little vulgar. But stay ready so you don't have to get ready is one of my favorites. Here's one thing from the ancestors. What do we as a collective need to know about our holistic health and wellness, mind, body, and spirit over the next week? Who do we need to be? And what do we need to see about ourselves, our habits, our choices that will bring us to a space of having healthy relationship with mind, body, and soul? What do we need to do to be balanced in those 3 areas of our life? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Hi, Ami ASMR. Thank you for joining. Please continue to hit those scale emojis, you guys. That's how I know that you guys are all with me. Oh, that's not good. Some of y'all don't even want this message because y'all know y'all ain't doing it right. This resistance is funny. Whew. Hey, Dulcinea. Hey, Ferdasi. In addition to doing a lot of overthinking that's only going to lead to stress, which causes stress-related illnesses, specifically around the nerves, right? Some of you have engaged or picked up some overindulgences that are summer-specific, but baby, the summer is about to end, okay? So if you know you've been drinking a little too, as I have my glass of wine next to me, I haven't really been drinking like that much. But anyway, if you know you've been drinking a little bit too much, this is about y'all, not about me. If you know you've been drinking a little bit, stop. If you know you've been a little too sedentary, stop. We are about to go into winter, and it's really not winter, into the fall, and it's really easy to get a little lazy in the fall because the weather allows for it. So the habits that you take into the fall around physical movement are going to be the ones that you keep through the rest of the fall going into the winter. That was my point. So it's really important now that you start to have a paradigm shift around the things that you're doing in terms of overindulgence that are making you sick. The reason why I said that's not good is because as I was shuffling, the chariot fell out, but in reverse, right? And when chariot is upright, it represents an energy of somebody who's really driven, they're self-disciplined, because they have a goal, they see that goal, and every day they do a little bit of something to move towards it. Well, in reverse, in terms of physicality and physical health, it's the exact opposite. Y'all niggas ain't doing a little bit of anything. Like, y'all ain't doing shit. You are not eating right. You damn sure not drinking enough water. And you're not moving every day physically the way that you need to, right? And so chariot in reverse is coming up to say, okay, you're not doing the little things you need to do every day to bring you health and success. The rest of the spread is gently encouraging y'all's lazy asses to start doing what you need to do, right? Ace of Swords, new insights, but new thoughts, new forms of clarity. I think that some of you guys are going to start to come out of the summer fog and realize, like, okay, no, I can't eat ice pops and ice cream every day, right? No, I can't, eat crab legs every day. Whatever the indulgence is that you've been engaging in the summer, you are going to start to have clarity around it and realize, like, this ain't really something that I need to be doing, right? Summer is hot. We want to soothe ourselves, so we're doing a whole lot of things. But if you continue those behaviors beyond these next couple of weeks, you will martyr yourself, for lack of a better word. So have the paradigm shift now. Do the work now. Sit with yourself in stillness and reflect over your habits now. There's a lot about reflection coming up this week, and I think that makes sense because the retrograde is ending in the next couple of days. I believe it ends on Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken, right? So I think that a lot of you guys may have had some delusions that were exacerbated by the lack of clarity of retrograde. And now's the time where you really need to sit in stillness and allow that stillness to bring you a paradigm shift. So that whatever self-harming, for lack of better words, or self-defeating habits in terms of your physicality, in terms of your diet, in terms of your choices, you can go ahead and ease out of doing it. Here's the thing. When you make these choices, you'll see results fast, right? If you stop eating the fast food, you'll see results fast. If you start walking for 45 minutes a day, you'll see the results. Like whatever choices you make, you will start to see results quickly, which is a good thing because a lot of y'all sometimes give up on stuff because you don't see results quick enough. And so they're letting you know, make the choices now so that you can see what you need to see. Some of y'all have picked up new booze or are in the process of being courted. Or it may even be in new relationships. Be careful about not allowing your new romances to make you gain happy weight, right? Especially those of us who date men and masculine beings. Men can be all kind of sloppy with their diet and they have to go super, super overboard to fall off and gain weight. Whereas especially if you tend to be a hippie woman, I know from experience, you can't be doing all that. Like you can't keep up like that. So just make sure that you being, a ride or die, you being really wrapped up in this new romance doesn't make you engage in deficit behavior, right? Just make sure that you're not doing that. And that's further confirmed by the last card. Again, 7 of Cups, that energy of engaging in things and not seeing clearly until you're already involved in it, that it's like, okay, wow. I think that's a lot of what's happening this week when it comes to our health, specifically our physical health, but also indulgences. The cups typically represent like addictions for me. So for some of this is literally alcohol, but period. I think food is a form of comfort that sometimes we don't know how to check ourselves about. And I think, again, going back to this Knight of Cups, there are some of us that it may be easier for us to manage our diet, but when we're in relationship, we aren't careful of it. I'm not saying leave your nigga because he eats bad. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying because you are in partnership, you have to be much more conscious of what it is you put into your own body and the habits you engage in. You may not want to go for that run in the morning unless your partner is going with you. Do it anyway. Go by yourself anyway, right? Because you doing it and taking the initiative may actually be the thing that gives them the initiative to start joining you. But you can't be like, I'm gonna skip the gym just because he don't want to get up. You can't be like, I'm gonna, have that 3rd or 4th slice of pizza because he ordered a large, even though I told him to get a medium. Like you have to manage a certain amount of, I can't smoke 3 blunts in one day because that's what he do. And I know that if I smoke even more than a half, I'm going to be weird, right? Whatever the thing is, I'm just reading the stuff that's coming up in the chats. But yeah, just being mindful that, yeah, you have this new love and this new relationship, but are you throwing your health habits out of the window because you're just so wrapped up in the experience of this new love that you're not thinking clearly about the impact it's going to have over you in the future, right? You're not thinking about the fact that you are going out every single day with this person. That sounds really romantic to have, dates 5 days a week or whatever. But if those 5 days a week y'all eat chicken wings and mozzarella sticks, can you really be shocked if in 2 months from now you're gonna put on an extra 10 or 15 pounds, right? Just being mindful. So there's some delusion around health that has happened as a result of summer. I think with this being such a stressful year for a lot of us, we just really wanted to celebrate and have pleasure this summer, but summer's about to end. And so we got to really think about the habits we need to instill. And if you were blessed to have picked up a new romance or a love along the way, that's even more of a reason why you got to think about your habits now. Okay. What was the last one? General money. Love. Okay. I'm going to switch decks for that one. If you guys want to share love offerings, if you want to show your appreciation for this reading, you can do so by sending a love offering to my Cash App or my PayPal. Both. Thank you, Bertal. Both are listed below. Again, they are not required. This is a free offering I give weekly to support people who like to lie and say that I don't have free services. So you're getting a general reading. This is my offering to the community. And if you want to show appreciation, feel free to leave a love offering. Again, you don't have to, but they are appreciated and they are helpful. Okay. Wisdom. There's a collective need about love, romance, and matters of the heart as we go into this week. What is the wisdom that we need to have about love, romance, and matters of the heart? Who do we need to be and what do we need to see about ourselves and our environment so that we can have the experiences of love and romance we'd like to have? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Kinetic Gigi said this is all resonating. Good, I'm glad to hear that. Brittany, I tend to use my husband. Not going to the gym is a pass for me, but food shows up on me much more differently. That's the thing. Like, my brothers, not my older brother, but all my younger brothers, all have crazy metabolisms. I have one little brother. I remember when he was like 19, I watched him. Y'all know them big ass, like family size pizzas from Costco. I watched him clear 80% of one of those pizzas. Like, he literally sat there and ate the whole pizza and left 2 slices. And he did it without thinking once. And this nigga has a 6-pack. Men just, their bodies are different. Bodies are different, and we have to, this is why, you got to be careful when you are, when you're in a relationship, because you want to hang out with your partner, of course, but we can't do everything that they do. Or you can, and you cannot care about it, but you just got to be aware. Some of us are really dissatisfied with love, and that dissatisfaction is not a bad thing. We are starting to sober up around some of the delusions we've had around love or around certain people in our life. And even though we are sobering up, we are in the discomfort stage around it. And here's the thing. Running from discomfort and running from the uncomfortable realities around people, the difficult emotions around people, is what prolongs it. You have to be able to feel the discomfort in order to even be motivated to move forward, right? And the reason why the melting of the delusion, the departing of the delusion is painful for you is because in being forced to sit with the reality of how this person made you feel, you are being forced to look at the ways in which your vices, your vices, your desires, and your self-indulgences have put you in this situation. Here's the thing. If you are evaluating what you learn about yourself in relationship to love and the kind of delusions and rose-colored glasses, blinders you put on when you want to love somebody, if you are able to evaluate that information from a place of wanting knowledge and wanting to do better, you can end this week with a lot of powerful information about yourself that you have a lot of gratitude for, and that allows you to position yourself for more pleasurable, more positive experiences of love and matters of the heart going into the future, right? But if you ignore, then you end up continuing to be a slave to the delusions that got you in this situation. in the first place. Okay, very first card. We love her. She's a sweetheart. She's beautiful. But Pisces is delusional, right? Page of Cups in its highest manifestation represents somebody who is a creative. They're really, really good at being able to take their creative ideas and turn them into something beautiful and hopefully to a certain degree spiritual, transformational in reality, right? That's the lesson that they need to learn. But in deficit, Page of Cups can be highly delusional. They can escape reality a lot through creating their own reality. And in doing that, this is why Pisces is known as the sign of the martyr, because they hurt themselves a lot by not engaging in reality, but engaging in what they want to believe, engaging in their fantasies, right? And some of you guys have been doing this a lot in love, not just romantic love, that agape love, that community love, that family love. Some of you guys are very much married to your delusions about certain people. And it's not until you have that hangover and you've gone too far, you've taken in too much, and you are in pain, and you are being forced to sit in that pain and discomfort that you realize, like, I shouldn't have done that, right? That's why Four of Cups is called the card of the hangover. Because what can you do when you have a hangover? You can't do nothing but suffer through it, right? So now you are dealing with a discomfort that you have no choice but to suffer through. And rather than hyperfixating on and beating yourself up over, damn, I shouldn't have ingested those 3 cups. Look how she's looking at the 3 cups. Be grateful for the wisdom that comes from that experience of those cups. Your spirits are trying to give you some wisdom and some insight. They're trying to put you up on game about something that you learned through these cups. Don't be so focused on the pain that you can't get the wisdom, because the wisdom is what's going to be able to motivate you to move forward towards things that are better than what you're experiencing, right? If we only experienced perfect loves, we wouldn't know how to identify a perfect love. Listen to what I'm saying. If we only experienced perfect loves, we would not know how to identify a perfect love. The spoiled child takes things for granted, okay? And if you had a perfect relationship, you wouldn't feel a need to do any change, to make any change for yourself. You wouldn't feel a need to move forward. You would likely end up in a space, in a position of a spoiled child where you take it for granted. So rather than falling to such defeat around the fact that, oh my God, I'm uncomfortable, okay, what are you going to learn after the discomfort? And are you going to let it propel you to move forward and actually use this wisdom that you have gained, right? Now, the wisdom you gained is meant to make you spiritually stronger. The wisdom you gained is meant to bring your focus back to the wisdom that your spirits have been trying to give you about yourself, right? High Priestess has a deep spiritual understanding of herself, and a deep knowledge of her spiritual self is one that comes through her close connection with her spiritual team. V, you just got here, so you missed my boundary setting. This is not the time where I take questions from the audience. I will let you know when I'm taking questions from the audience, okay? Pay attention to this reading, because what happens a lot when people come in here late is that I'm typically already answering their question, but because they came in late, they didn't know that. So please pay attention to this, and then when it's time to ask a question, you can ask it, okay? But again, this is meant to give you deeper wisdom about yourself, because there's something that happened in this relationship that allowed you to even get to the point where the hangover happened that deeper spiritual awareness would have protected you from. So that's why the High Priestess is coming up. Take this for spiritual refinement instead of falling to defeat. And the thing that allowed you to stay in this situation and the delusion that you maneuvered through is that this relationship, whatever it is, gave you some sense of pleasure that you prioritized over your own self-discipline and awareness, right? When you look at the Lovers and the Devil's card side by side, they look painfully together. So it's not a coincidence that the Lover's card is about choices that have consequence, not only over your life, but over the lives of the people you love. And then the Devil card is about people being like, nah, fuck it, I'm just focused on my pleasure. I only care about my pleasure. I only care about my base urges, right? There was some sort of base urge or some sort of pleasure in this relationship that you prioritized over your common sense, and you were willing to be delusional about its existence. So this spiritual lesson that strengthens you as a high priestess is one that comes along so that you don't do this goofy shit again. It's that simple, right? What you started the week mourning over, you will have a tremendous amount of gratitude for. That gratitude and that wisdom is going to fill your cups. And you are going to have more understanding of how to fill your own cups, so that that thing that you thought you were satisfying through that other person is already taken care of, and you will stop looking for other people to fill it, right? That is the love message for this week. What's going on in your self-love journey that makes you fall to delusion in your relationships? Are you going to sit with yourself and deal with the discomfort that has come up for you so that you can gain this wisdom and move forward in a way where you don't have to revisit this again, right? That's what you need to do, okay? So that is the love reading. We are now at the end of the collective readings for the week. I will gladly start taking questions from the audience. If you have a question that you would like for me to answer, go ahead and start typing it out now. As you are doing that, I will update you about services and things that I'm offering at the current moment, okay? Rich Spirit starts September 9th. The last day to sign up is September 7th. If you would like to join my Rich Spirit Prosperity Ritual, click the link in the description. Speaking of blockages, if you know that some of your blockages are financial, if you know that you are running into the same financial problems over and over again, it's probably because you have a spiritual blockage. So this is a ritual that helps you identify your spiritual blockages as it relates to finances, prosperity, and abundance, gives you wisdom about how to heal them, and supports you in calling in the things you want for yourself. So go ahead, join the link, learn some more about it, okay? My love and romance readings, as well as my dream interpretation readings, are still 50% off. That ends the 31st. So if you've been holding off for whatever reason, this is the final week that you have to book and get this discount. After that, I will not be extending any further. Nigga, I'm tired. I don't want to keep extending the sale. So just go ahead and take advantage while you can. I have a free mentorship program that starts September 15th. My beautiful goddaughters have supported me in establishing this, and they're going to be running it. I know them. So if you are interested in receiving mentorship, but for whatever reason you feel like you can't afford it right now financially, join our mentorship, take the lessons and the wisdom that we have, use those tools, and empower yourself to be able to actually pay a mentor in the future, right? So join the Facebook group below to learn more about that. I'm going to go ahead and stop with that for now, and then I'm going to go ahead and answer a few questions. Kinetic Gigi said, thank you, Mambo. So, like, you are very welcome. I love a thank you because some of y'all are ungrateful. I'm just being honest. You are very welcome, Kinetic Gigi. You are always really kind, and you have good manners in every live. I appreciate your presence. Let me scroll up. Let's see. Ami ASR. I've started a new relationship and realized I have anxiety OCD. Should I share this information with him or handle it on my own? Okay, I got you on the ASMR. Is it appropriate to share this health information with her love interest? Is it too early? Should she wait? Or is it something she should keep to herself, point blank, period? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. You are very, very welcome, Sandra. It's too soon to tell him. It's not saying that you should never tell him. It's just too soon to tell him. You are still developing this relationship. It's really, really new. It's very new. So you guys still need to learn about just each other as people, how y'all operate, how y'all receive information. And then from that, y'all can start digging in terms of further investment, right? But right now, it's really important that you hold your information close to your chest, that you be really deliberate about what you share with him, specifically about your physicality, right? The Emperor is Aries, yes, but it's Mars. So being comfortable with the fact that your health information is your business is something that you need to work through, right? This is coming up for two reasons. A, the one that I've already talked about because, it's just early in the relationship. But B, the other thing is like, the only reason, and this is coming up intuitively, so let me look at my candle to make sure that I'm saying this correctly. I wouldn't say that you necessarily have a shame around your diagnosis, but I think that you have misconceptions around your diagnosis and you think that it's something that makes you like different or weird or that it's something that will make somebody walk away, right? So spirit wants you to know that they're telling you not to say anything to him, not because you gotta like, gotcha later in the relationship and like bamboozle him into being with you. It's not that. It's more about, I think that you are still figuring out your own diagnosis. And in figuring out your diagnosis, learning to be comfortable with it. So that's why part of the reason why you shouldn't say something to him yet, because you don't even fully understand your own diagnosis and how it shows up for you. So you should, again, have more knowledge and wisdom about it before you start talking to a partner about it, right? And they want you to know this because it's not like he's going anywhere. So it's not like your health is going to be a deal breaker for him. But it is important that you make your own progress around even understanding your diagnosis. Okay? I hope that was helpful for you. Okay. I think this is going to be one of those nights where I'm not on here forever because I haven't gotten a love offering. I'm just going to be honest. I'm a part of my own shadow work and just my own maneuvering is to not overpour into spaces that aren't giving equally. And so, like I said earlier, I don't need the love offerings, but if the energy is one of people trying to get as much as they can without giving reciprocally, that's something I have to be aware of. Okay. Motivation wants to know, will they get promotion before the end of 2024? So let's see. Elevated ancestors. Will motivation be receiving a promotion before 2024 is over? If not before 2024 is over, will they just be receiving a promotion soon? Is promotion in their future? What wisdom can you share about promotion? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. You need a new job. You need a new job. You might get promotion, but the kind of promotion that you get in this environment, you're not going to be satisfied with. You will make much more money taking your skill set elsewhere. Spirit is requiring or tasking you with crafting a prayer to invite this in so that you can set foundation in an environment where your skill set is much more appreciated and there is more opportunity for you to have leadership. Very first card, Six of Swords. You need to leave this job behind. There's a lot you put up with that you minimize, and there is better for you out there, and you're not going to find that better until you believe that and move forward, right? And trust that wisdom. Trust that your spirits will carry you based on that wisdom, right? The diagnosis is very new. I'm glad that I could be helpful to you on the ASMR. You need to routinize your prayer and start praying for something better and something different, something much more stable, right? Taurus, earth sign energy, because it's important that you have that, right? You have skills that you are not accessing where you are. You have skills where you are not allowed to access where you are. And so finding a new position elsewhere not only gives you opportunity to access those skills, but to further refine those skills and bring in more money, right? Eight of Pentacles is a card that leads up to a refining of a skill set that leads to promotion. So it's important that you get a job elsewhere. It's not like you necessarily have a bad job. It's an okay job, but it's the okay jobs that can lead us to stagnation because they're just good enough to make us shut up, but we don't actually get what we want, okay? This is helpful. Thank you. I'm now subscribed. Okay, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that motivation. Let's see. Let's try to do at least 2 or 3 more, and I'm going to get out of here. Why is my child's father showing up in my dreams again? Okay, I got you, Tashana. Let's see. What wisdom does Beautiful Surprise need at this time about her dreams? What wisdom does she need to know about her dreams and why her child's father is showing up? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. You have a regret around a recent boundary that you did not, it's probably not a boundary, something that you did not say. Something that you did not say. It's a relatively new insight. You're not articulating it to him. And because you're not articulating it to him, and it's probably, even though it's something that you need to say, it is probably related to a boundary. And until you say this thing, without fear of, retaliation or lashing out, he's gonna haunt you a little bit. And it's not necessarily him haunting you, it's the nagging of your Ori showing up as his face. Ace of Swords, you gotta let this out. You gotta let the clarity out. You just gotta do it. You've recently had some clarity about something, and it's probably, you don't want to say it because you feel like it's going to reopen an old fight, even though you're bringing up new issues or new clarity. Hangman, have the paradigm shift. You're uncomfortable because you're not doing the thing, right? And in not doing the thing, you're martyring yourself. You're being self-sacrificial. And Spirit is letting you know that you don't have to do that. You're doing that by choice. Hi, Monique. It's good to see you. Queen of Swords is coming along to say, fuck that shit. Say what you got to say. Saying what you got to say is actually going to protect your emotions. You think that the hiding and the minimizing is going to protect your emotions, and it's actually doing the exact opposite. So that's what I'm seeing here. Again, I'm still offering, this is what's coming through just from those 3 cards, but I'm still offering my dream interpretation readings. So if you would like to get one, go ahead and book it. I think you probably need a little bit more information about this particular dream, just based off of what I'm seeing from these 3 cards. But that's what's coming up in the 3 cards right now. All right. Let's see. Okay, Kinetic wants to know how she should go about her friendship with Leia. Continue to hit those scales. Continue to hit those scales. Sisters, angels, and masters. What does Gigi need to know about our friendship with Leia? I don't forgot the question already. I'm so tired. Hold on. I be trying to do more than just a couple questions for y'all, but this be draining me. Okay. Should she go about it strategically or should she cut her off? What is the wisdom she needs to know about this friendship? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. This, whatever y'all are going through, it's a rebirth for the both of you. I think it's probably something around boundary setting and communication, right? Because we do have the death card. So this is a necessary metamorphosis. A good friendship is not marked by a friendship where people don't argue at all or they don't have conflict. A good friendship is marked by being able to work through conflict in a way that strengthens the connection, right? And I think that's the birth card. That's why the birth card. That's why this card of rebirth is coming up with the death card. I think because neither of you really know how to deal, I don't want to say you don't know how to deal with conflict in a relationship, but both of you guys may have an understanding that if friends argue or fall out, that they just need to fall out forever. That's not true. Any healthy relationship, a marriage, I used to, before my mama died, she and I used to bicker. Those last few years, she and I bickered. I loved my mama down. I was such a mama's girl. I would trade her for the world, right? So even the most precious people in your life, y'all are gonna have disagreement. The transformation comes from learning how to still survive that. Because here's the thing: if she wasn't a good friend, you wouldn't have fucked with her from the first place. Y'all vibe really good, and y'all have had some really delicious moments of celebration with each other. And even though you guys are dealing with this conflict right now, it doesn't mean that she's never going to fuck with you in the future. This is somebody that celebrates you and wants to see you win, right? We end with justice. You get back from this what you put into the situation. It's a situation where you're meant to have positive justice. So again, this conflict is meant to bring y'all forward. If you choose it, you will have that. But if you choose to be like, no, fuck it, I'm gonna walk away, then you guys will continue to have friendships where they don't survive conflict. And those are weak friendships. The friendships that don't survive conflict are the weak ones. Okay, so that is the wisdom. I'm gonna do two more and then I'm gonna go ahead and duck out. Monique said, I made a mistake financially and I signed up for the prosperity, but I need the funds before then. Will I be able to pay my back bill and next bill on time so that I don't mess up my program? Monique, we're gonna do another one before the year is over. It's probably not gonna be until the first week of December. If you need to pay your bills, baby, pay your bills. I don't ever want nobody to compromise themselves. But it also does sound like if you're in these kind of tight situations like this where you have to forgo something that you want in order to cover a bill, that you do need the ritual. So we'll see what the cards say. I want everybody to participate, but I don't want them to harm themselves to do it. But the ritual is to position people so that they don't have to feel tight in these kind of decisions. Ancestors, angels, and masters, spirits. What does Monique need to know about her circumstances? Will she be able to pay this bill and still do the ritual? What will allow her to have ease in her finances so that she does not have to back out of something that she wants to do, so that when these opportunities come up, she has the additional money to be able to invest in her development? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Because I call Rich Spirit a prosperity ritual, and it is a prosperity ritual, but because I love y'all, but I know how niggas are. Y'all are not going to work on y'all personal development unless there's some money on the other side of it. And that's why I structured. Respectfully, that's why I structured Rich Spirit to be this way, because our financial blockages are blockages that impact other areas of our life. And sometimes if we're hyperfixated on the wallet, we'll never get to those things that we need to remove so that we can have the kind of financial prosperity we want. All that gets explained in the class that you get when you enroll. So I'm not going to go too far about it tonight because we're here to answer questions. Yeah, baby, you're gonna have to pray for it though. You're gonna have to do a little conjure. You're gonna have to light a candle or something, but yes, you can. I said this to you before recently, I think. I feel like I said this to you. But you know more than you think you know. You got enough spiritual education to make some shit shake and make an extra $400 or $500 show up out of nowhere. You do. Just based off of the little bit that I know you know. Just based off of the little bit I know you know from the classes of mine you've shown up in, but also the wisdom you've gotten from Venus. So if you just marry those two things together, you got enough wisdom. You got enough to figure. You sit with your spirits and they'll tell you what you need to do. So this is literally about you learning how to be a priestess. This is about you learning how to be a priestess. What I always say, a priest, and this didn't come from me. Most people say that this is what a priestess is. A priestess is somebody that learns how to heal themselves and then goes out and heals other people. So apprenticeship, financial apprenticeship, what does it look like to bring spirituality into your finances? This is you tapping into that wisdom and moving that way. So yes, the money will come up, but you gotta shift your perspective. You gotta do what you do. You gotta stand on the knowledge you have. So will you come up with it? Yeah, absolutely. I don't remember when you put your payment date down in the group, but if you need to change it to the final day, go ahead and do that. But based off of these cards, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to come up with the money in 2 weeks, baby. 2 weeks is plenty of time for you to light a candle, sit in front of your altar, and make some shit shake. And you already, I know you, if you took one class with Venus, I already know you know how to do this. If you took one class with me, I know you know how to do this. You got this. So this is about you taking your spiritual knowledge and already, oh, you already paid. Okay, well then, yeah, it ain't no, you're gonna be good. You're gonna be good. But yeah. Even if it's not about you paying for the ritual, the wisdom is that you already have enough knowledge to be able to make this money come up in 2 weeks, baby. So yeah, go ahead and do it. You'll be able to meet this bill. Just take the wisdom that you have now. I think sometimes we feel like we need a ton of magical or spiritual knowledge. If you know how to do one thing right, nigga, do that one thing until the wheels fall off, right? So yeah, you'll come up with the money, but you got to take this to spirit and you got to exercise what it is you already know. One more question before we head out. So like, why is this not scrolling up? What's happening? I think Spirit wants me to go sit my ass down. I feel like I gotta go sit down somewhere. That's why I'm trying hard to get off of here. But I want to make sure I get to as many people as possible. Okay, Brittany, what was the significance of the dream I had where I was placing hoodoo oils? So just for today, I won't do this all the time. Brittany, I'm gonna skip this one. Again, I'm giving dream interpretations. Dream interpretations are $50, so they're 50% off right now. If you're in my email list, you have discount codes, so use that, and then I can answer that question that way. Okay. Bertal know what you're talking about. A white candle and a prayer can move some stuff in your favor. Absolutely. It may not be the most phenomenal or the most extravagant working, but as long as it works, it's a good working. I think that's everybody. Did I get through everybody? Look at me being efficient. I think I got to everybody. All right, so I want everybody to have an amazing night. Love you all. If you would like to enroll in my Rich Spirit Prosperity Ritual, go ahead and look below or look in the comment section below to get the link. Again, the 31st, the sale on the love readings as well as the dream interpretation readings ends on August 31st. So if you would like to book either of those readings, go ahead and head over to the website. That is a final deadline. There will not be a second extension. I done already extended this shit enough. Just book it now so that way I can go back to, my regular scheduled program. The free mentorship program starts September 15th. So if you would like to get some guidance to learn how to make spirituality a lifestyle for you, if you want to learn how to do divination, how to talk to your spirits, how to venerate them properly, join our free mentorship program. It is an amazing foundation to have before you enter paid mentorship. So let me talk about this a little bit and then I will get off. Why is free mentorship helpful if there are paid mentorship programs? There's certain wisdom and knowledge that I'm never going to give anybody for free. Vodou is a closed practice. Hoodoo, although it's not talked about that way, is also a closed practice. It's shared through oral tradition. It is not wisdom that everybody is supposed to always have, okay? But with that, no, baby, I did not skip yours. I'm tired. I just answered 6 questions. So respectfully, Shaniqua, you're going to have to get to me next week, okay? I'm hitting a wall and I want to take the night to myself. I've been on here since 7 o'clock. So the benefit but what happens a lot is that sometimes people will run straight into mentorship. They're honestly not ready. Like they lack a certain type of spiritual discipline. They don't know how to take direction, right? So the free mentorship was started with the hopes of being able to get people ready for regular mentorship so that they are not wasting their money and not wasting the time of the instructors, right? You're very welcome, Shaniqua, and I do hope you come back next week. I will be more than happy to answer you next week. It's just that I just want to get off. I'm tired. So that's why we have a free mentorship program, okay? It is an offering that is free. Literally, you don't have to pay for anything. You just have to show up and act right. So if you're interested in mentorship, but you don't feel like you're ready, join a free program. It doesn't even have to be our program, but ours is dope. I'm really excited about it. But this is something that really gets you into the practice of understanding what it means to have spirituality as a lifestyle. It's a really important thing. So consider joining if you're already not in the mentorship program. Again, readings are still 50% off, so take advantage while you can. Rich Spirit is there. I think that's all for now. I love you all. I may try to go live again towards midweek. And if I do, you guys will all get notifications in Melanated Witchcraft, in Sacred Roots, in any of the groups that you came here from, okay? Y'all enjoy y'all Sundays and take care, and I will see y'all later in the week. Bye.